Hey guys, this is John Kalam from Kohol Garage, and I would like to welcome you on a video that shares status updates on the changes to the stable. I haven't announced it on the channel, but I have gotten rid of one car. I've gotten rid, sad to say, I had to sell off my 2021 MGZS style variant. I really had a good time with the car. The problem is, aside from having that video the other time a few years ago, experiencing some electrical issues, which is really my fault, wiring the car improperly. The major issue that we've had is actually looking for the fuse that blew, right? And trying to diagnose that properly. But anyway, after that minor incident, we had absolutely no problems with the MGZS. I really recommend the MGZS of that variant as a good second-hand car pick. Um, as a new car pick, let's just say that I've lost a lot of money on depreciation, that the car was not sold for a very good price. But that gave me a little bit of headroom, and the intention was always to downgrade because I could not rely too much on the crosswind as a daily driver. 100%, I needed a second car to swap from time to time while we're still working on Project Coupe all-wheel drive over here. All right. So over the holiday season, I think I made an interesting car purchase. So there's a new car that has replaced my MGZS. So I'd like to share it with you now. Say hello to this yellow Econobox over here. So this is, I don't exactly know what year model it is, but it is a G100 Charade 3-door hatchback. And why did I buy a Daihatsu Charade? Well, I'll show you right now. Okay, first of all, I did tell you guys that I needed a second set of wheels to serve as an alternative daily driver. While this car right now, as it's currently set up, it's not 100% ready for daily driver duties, but I would like this car, while it has some faults that I have to repair, it's pretty much almost there for daily driver use. Okay, it's really well built and well set up as it sits right now, pending repair of whatever faults that I've found in it. So I really wanted a small car because I used to have a 2006 Hyundai Getz CRDI, and I really enjoyed the small, compact nature of the car. And since I'm using a crosswind also alternatively with this car, I don't, if I want or need a big car, at least I still have a big car. I usually drive alone, so a small car is pretty good for me. If I would have just focused on coupe all-wheel drive, that could have been a secondary car. But the thing is, the coupe all-wheel drive is not going to be cheap at the pumps because it's four-wheel drive. It has a 4G63. Once it's running, maybe I sell it. I don't know. If anyone wants to buy my project car, man, feel free to message me. But it's almost done. So that probably would be the Sunday car, okay, weekend car, demo car for whatever we're doing for the YouTube channel and for business, whatever. So we have this as a secondary daily car over here. And supposedly, the Charade has a 1-liter 3-cylinder engine. But again, the reason why I bought this is because this is not your ordinary Charade. And I will show you when we pop the hood. Alright, so I popped the hood and you could see that this Daihatsu over here has a Honda engine inside. So this is a D15B non-VTEC side dipstick. Supposedly this comes from a Honda EK Civic of some sort. So it's non-VTEC, so it's what, 100 horsepower, something like that. I don't know much about Hondas. This is while I do have a Honda motorcycle, which I also don't know much about, I don't really know much about these single cams. I did do some preliminary research over the years, but never delved into learning about the single cam, the SOC engine too much. But well, this is it. So you could see the builders try to make things very clean in the engine bay. So there's no battery here. The battery is relocated to the back. They did say that the wiring harness is what they call semi-wire tuck. And yeah, you could see that the harness is it's hard to see over here, but this I guess this is the engine harness. They tried to make it as clean as possible. So they were the ones, the previous owner and his sets of relatives and friends helped him build this car. So the engine is basically stock, running whatever stock ECU this comes with. This actually is a decently built car. There are some caveats which we'll get to, I guess, right now, because one striking feature of the car, it's of course it has an interesting stance. It's slammed, but how is it slammed? And you could see it has some Oni camber. The camber of this is insane, especially in the rear. Okay, it has some extreme camber, which I want to correct. It's cute, and it kind of looks like sort of a Civic hatchback, but a bit smaller. But the thing is, how they did the suspension was just to get it as low as, or to get the stance that they desired, which is not something I'm into. I did bring this car I don't know, at a shop, because I wanted to get the exhaust repaired, so now it's not so loud. It still has an interesting muffler, like a spoon style muffler in the back, so it's not that loud anymore. It is comfortable to drive, but the suspension is stiff. Suspension is made out of random bits and bobs that we wish to correct. Right now, it's handling like a go-kart, so no surprise because the suspension is as stiff as a board. And the steering also is very sharp. One interesting thing about the Charades is that it did not come with power steering, but this car has power steering for some reason. So they modified it to have power steering. So however, the power steering system is leaking, and we inspected, or I inspected the under chassis of this car. Sad to say, the rack and pinion is leaking, and so I wouldn't be able to drive this car anywhere far until and unless I fix the rack and pinion, unless I would accept power assist to be intermittent. Well, one concern about the engine setup is, of course, my primary consideration was how they did the swap. Well, obviously, they modified whatever bracketry in order to align the engine properly. So whatever it is, that's not the most important part. Most important part is what axles did they use. So it is a cut and paste axle, as I learned. So we will be monitoring it, and rest assured that I will not be clutch dumping this car anytime soon. I don't want to break axles. So it's really very low on power steering fluid. It is very, very low. So I have a lot of ATF, so it doesn't matter on that one. So it runs, it drives decently for what it is. Not really a bad purchase for a used car. It is expected to find issues that you have to repair. Okay, so let's try going inside. Okay, so it's ajar. You can see the interior. It's pretty neat. The previous owner really built the car to be some sort of homage to the Honda Civic EG hatchback. So you can see there is a spoon horn button. The horn doesn't work, typical on project car builds. Okay, and then you could also see that it has a Honda dash. I think it's from an EK also, the dashboard, or at least the instrument cluster. So it does not contain very high value expensive items. Supposedly this is a Civic seat of some kind. Yeah, the rear seats are a decent nick, but are otherwise stock. I don't think anyone will be sitting at the back. Then it has a wing over here. Again, the previous owner wanted it to look like a Civic hatchback. And again, Spoon Sport sticker, a bit ricey over there. Gotta get rid of that. And the previous owner was so proud of having a D15B engine inside. And again, to really go for the Spoon team, they installed these Spoon mirrors. These are BS. These are garbage. The reason being is I can't see anything on my left and my right. So I'm thinking of either bringing it back to Charade side mirrors or getting a Honda side mirror to replace this one. And while it looks cute, it's garbage. I don't like not being able to see on my left and right because I want to drive this car. I really, really want to drive this car around. That's the goal of this car. Getting a car that is relatively in good condition, has fantastic aircon, very, very fantastic aircon. Shout out to the previous owner because they actually own he actually works for an aircon shop. Aircon is no complaints on the aircon. The few things needed for this car is I have to figure out the front and rear suspension. I have rough ideas on what to do with it. I already know what the rear shock is. I don't know what the front shock is, but I might replace the front shocks completely and figure out some springs that would raise the ride height. And sad to say, I'm gonna get rid of the wheels. I don't like this stretch. It's so dangerous, man. Again, I want to drive this car. I don't want to drive it to car meets. I want to drive it around, right? And maybe go for some gymkhanas, right? Because what was missing in my toolkit of racing cars for slalom, autocross, gymkhana over the years is a very small car. So finally, I have a small car. It's even smaller than the Gets that I used to have. Without knowing much about these single cam engines, I'm sure I could get at least 150 at the wheels on this setup NA. Maybe? I don't know. You guys can correct me. Yeah, putting a VTEC head, putting some high compression pistons, whatever it is that it takes. If ever I have the funds or I have the itch to scratch for more power, which this car at an approximate 800 kilo curb weight, I don't think it needs, right? It is 800 kilos based 750 to 850 kilos according to Wikipedia. So I'm guessing with this slightly heavier engine, 800, it's pretty decontented, has wind up windows, doesn't have much of any accoutrement, so to speak. And driving it around, not bad, okay? Why don't we take a drive around and let's see. I'll drive, let's take a short loop. At least you guys can take a gander on this recent purchase. Okay, time to scooch. Yeah! Seats are comfortable. Start it up. Not bad for a cold start. You can see wind up windows. Or what we call in the parlance, Pawis windows. And this was supposed to be Pawis steering, but now it has power steering. But steering is erratic. The wheel, I don't know if this is original, but it is a Momo, it says. Right? I doubt that this is original, but it's not for me to say for certain if this is an original Momo, Monte Carlo, whatever you call this one. Okay. So yeah, it's reasonably warmed up. I only put 600 pesos of fuel in this so far. So I think this is a good daily. I'm not gonna drive this car fast. It's still cold. Steering is intermittent, the effort. So we'll really have to delve deep into the power steering system of this car. It's very tractable, the engine. Again, it's a very light car with 100 horsepower. Right? The brakes, the brake pedal, well, it stops well. The issue with the brakes is There's a lot of dead, what you call this one, there's a lot of slack in the pedal, or maybe I'm used to the crosswind having a touchy brake pedal in a sense. So this one's getting used to, but it stops well. I don't know if I will adjust the brakes here. The clutch is stiff. It's way stiffer than the crosswind. So it goes, right? Let's try looking at the turning radius. It's a small car. Let's see if I can make a U-turn within this intersection. Yes! Front wheel drive cars have horrible turning radius as compared to the rear wheel drive crosswind. But since this is a small car, it turns around quite nicely. Steering lock to lock. Yeah, this is one. So it's about 1.25. It has a nice quick rack. Yeah. Hey, you can see the shift knob. Civic Type R style shift knob, and it's very short throw. It's a touch low, but I guess but I'm able to shift. I already know where the gates are. I'm able to reverse fine. The side mirrors are garbage. I can't see a damn thing. The side mirrors. There are 3. Okay, 1, 2. So yeah, it has 3. It goes lock to lock 3 times. Very short rack and pinion system, so it's pretty good. If this was a Powi steering system or with a manual rack, there will be a lot of turns. So this contributes to its go-kart ride very, very well. And the aircon is cooled. There's a gauge that I don't understand. So this is some sort of thermostat, I guess. This is a temperature gauge, which I have no idea how to use. But again, the person or the people who built it is an aircon shop, so their aircon system has to be up to snuff. And it's pretty chilly. Just want to put some tint in this car and a visor on the top here, so that sun's rays don't get me. So guys, do let me know what you guys think about this car over here. Is it a good purchase? Is it a bad purchase? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on future installments on this little bugger over here, and hopefully coupe all-wheel drive as well. Right? I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.